Then take this with you.
Is it a gun? Oh, it is a gun!
Oh, God.
Nice.
My man.
Sweet.
These guys get shit done. It's actually kind of interesting perspective watching Jennifer go through in much the same way she went through the first game, very helpless. Mm-hmm. And then this is maybe another tactic for dealing with serial murderer stabbing people.
It is refreshing. I mean, even, and again, it's you have to remember that, yes, Jennifer is a 15-year-old girl. I mean, and it is, like, a scary thing to go through, but it is really refreshing to see Helen kind of handle it as well as she does.
I feel like if she was in the first game, she would have just kicked Bobby over.
She would have just I don't know, punched him in the face and just told him to cut the crap.
Thank you.
You behave yourself, young man.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. The voice acting gets a little weird. Oh, it's the Ghost Kids again.
I kind of forgot about them for a minute.
But they're so engaging. Actually, this whole song, you can get, the whole song itself, like, you can
download
get
from iTunes.
Shut up, but you can find it on YouTube, and it's actually a creepy little song.
Oh, like there's more to the song?
Oh yeah, not just that verse. There's like 2 or 3 more.
Is it a song that exists, was it made for the game, or is it like a real nursery rhyme?
I think it was made for the game, but maybe. I feel like if it was a real nursery rhyme, it's extremely violent. But,
well, some of them are.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Scissor Man, I ain't scared of
I mean,
ghosts.
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
Was that a direct reference to Ghostbusters?
Maybe.
That would have been super funny.
This game was 1997, I think?
Yeah. Seems like a kind of a weird time to do a homage, but
Homage.
Whatever, I didn't make fun of your pronunciation of nonchalant.
I had speech therapy.
So that makes it okay.
It's a free pass. You're never allowed to make fun of my pronunciation.
Oh, well, no one gave me the memo. Just saying.
Well, here it is.
I reject your memo.
No.
Alright, we never got to go into the store in
wow.
Jennifer's scenario.
That is a massive padlock.
Wait, no, we did get to go, but we had to go through a different way, so...
Okay.
We didn't get to do this bitchin'
Wait,
thing.
Yeah!
Wow. Yeah, we are!
Nice. That does not seem like that should have done anything to that padlock.
Oh, no. It should have just ricocheted and shot her through the stomach.
If it was a normal-sized padlock, sure.
But no, that was the padlock from hell.
Yeah.
Ooh, spooky time.
Spooky.
Oh no, Jennifer! Ah! Oh, wow. Well, we're just gonna shoot him.
No. Wow, this is, again, a cinematic kind of...
Yeah.
Is this, like, supposed to be... Oh, yeah, I guess bullet time.
That hurt, didn't it?
Undulating,
Did it hit him?
Yeah, you limp off in shame.
Ah. Don't worry, she will rise again in 3 days.
Heaven, you're still alive. Helen? It's
Poor
okay
Jennifer. She's been through so much. And it doesn't help that we're sitting here criticizing her relationship choices.
Come on. Truly, that is the worst thing that's happened to Jennifer.
It kind of makes me feel even crankier at Nolan, though, because you've clearly got this traumatized 15-year-old girl, and you're asking her out on dates.
Well, and it's not just that, but it's him as a reporter investigating her case, and he's asking her out on dates, and it just seems like a huge conflict of interest.
He's a D-bag. But this isn't about Nolan anymore. Let's talk about this.
What?
Yeah!
What a twist.
It's Barton.
Professor Barton.
So,
I don't know why he sounded like a child when he laughed, but...
Yeah.
How could you?
Maybe was that supposed to be there's some sort of magical influence over him?
Possible.
But yeah, so
Let's hear this man out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's explain yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I guess through his therapy sessions with Edward, he probably got bewitched.
Maybe. Well, I guess yeah. If it is an actual legit kind of, I was bewitched by Scissor Man into doing this. But I mean, as we recall,
remember that danger.
we found in Mr. Sullivan's office that Barton was investigating multiple personalities.
What are you
Oh.
saying?
So, is this his multiple personality, him and Scissor Man?
Possibly, maybe it's this other side of him that, as he's mentioning, is that was drawn in to
By his
the
evil
Scissor Man
soul.
thing.
Helen, do you believe
This kind of
that
makes me like Barton a
really
little more.
have the
In Jennifer's scenario, he
keep
just
it
seems
from
like this
happening
cranky
to you?
douchebag.
Well, and again, it makes me wonder, you know, in Jennifer's scenario, he's just kind of lying there under a tree, and, like, we have that spooky kind of bit in his office where he sort of has, like, this weird, like,
Can you
visual
really deny
of
that
the
you
scissors in his
are
office being
involved?
blood red.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it
This
just kind of
is
makes me
the
wonder if
person
maybe,
to be
at least partially, there's supposed to be this intention that in both scenarios, Barton and Harris are in on it, and it's just that you only ever discover
Maybe you
one or
too
the other.
Yeah.
are attracted by the vast.
So is Harris just getting
Yeah.
away scot-free?
Yeah, maybe Harris, the reason
I'm
why
not
he
like you.
pieced out so fast is because he was afraid of being discovered.
But Barton didn't piece out in Jen's scenario.
No.
So I feel like it's just an alternate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been like he was more. Well, see ya, Barton.
Bye.
He was more confident in not being caught at that point, or maybe he didn't
All right,
care.
teacher.
Ah, it's possible.
Oh,
Okay.
you're here.
And the case is solved.
No, it's never over, Guts.
It is
I kind
not
of respect
over yet.
Helen for this.
Mhm.
Because she could just say, yeah, you're right, and leave.
Well, I think I mean, she very rationally realizes that there's more
The
to
professor
this.
said he was
Mhm.
drawn
You know.
in by his evil
Good job,
soul.
Helen. You redeemed so much of this game.
His. In other words, the real Scissor
Yeah,
Man
she.
is
I mean, she
still
pieces.
alive.
She pieces it together pretty fast too. Realizes, no, we are still in danger. There is still someone out there threatening us.
It's
She's a
not
clever
over until
lady.
he is
Mhm.
dead.
Yeah.
Well, and it does make me wonder too if maybe,
Gods,
again with the
please,
bit of
stay with
foreshadowing
Jennifer.
that we saw in the library scenario,
not
that
true.
maybe Helen,
I'm going to
maybe
take
she's kind of
another
pulling
look
a Sherlock
around.
Holmes right now,
I'm
and
going
she's
to
kind of
find
putting the
the
pieces
real
together
Scissor
in her
Man.
head, but she's not really revealing it to the audience at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, at this point in the game, we still do not know where Kay and Edward and I
see.
believe Beth
Be
are.
careful.
Yeah.
Helen. I'll be all right.
Nice reassuring dialogue there for Jen. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess Gotts and everyone just kind of pieced out and maybe are trying to get to safety while Helen investigates further.
Which seems irresponsible on Gotts's part, so I hope
Yeah.
that's not the case. I hope that he just sends her off with Nolan. Oh, wait, that's not responsible either.
I think that's probably why Gotts is like, you know what?
I should probably.
I'm just gonna
go.
tag along for, a bit.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, no reason.
No. Why don't you stay?
Yeah.
The cameraman's in a hole somewhere.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Maybe we should tell him that we're leaving.
So this is where we started off as Jen.
Oh yeah, that
So,
giant pile of books.
Yeah. That it's like it's the size of Helen's torso.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one could read those books.
Again, I do appreciate how they are kind of changing up stuff like, even just like this small thing, like we are starting in a different room than Jennifer. It does kind of help it feel a lot less samey.
Yeah. But it would have been nice to see them like really intertwined.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm trying to get the hint that's in here. Oh. This game is hard.
This precious hint.
Well, gots to collects. It's hint number 10. Actually, I think there's still a good few hints I missed, so
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
maybe I'll go collect them and we'll look through them later.
yeah, see if there's any that are,
Kind of fun.
yeah.
Yeah. This was the room where we saw the statue cry blood.
Oh, yeah. This is where we shoved the coat rack onto Scissor Man.
We did. We tried to hide behind it and then realized
God.
that, surprisingly, he can see through coats.
Memories.
Alright, so we're opening that cosmetics box. We got that key from,
From somewhere.
No, from the box that we threw in the fire.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay. So I guess this kind of tells us, without this, we wouldn't know of the location of the secret.
Secret room, yeah. So if you don't get that item, you don't really get to go much further in the game.
Yeah, I guess, is there any alternate ending if you never find that item? Or oh, yeah.
Yeah. My hope is to go through and get some of the alternate endings for the game so we can talk about them. But, yeah.
Alright. So, I guess...
Time for the final showdown with Scissor Man. We remember this part from Jennifer's scenario, but it'll vary a bit because we're Helen now, so...
So, I believe we're kind of missing, finding Beth here.
Yeah. I don't actually know where she is. I don't think she's particularly integral to this part of the plot.
She isn't, though. I do wonder...
Integral? Whatever.
I do wonder where she is hiding. I did look it up. I mentioned in Jennifer's scenario that, talking to Beth, you have to convince her to stay put. Otherwise she will follow you and get killed by Scissor Man. That actually occurs in Helen's scenario, too. If you do find Beth, I believe what it is if you have to only talk to her once. Otherwise, she will decide to follow.
And then she'll die.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I'll try and get that in our bonus footage, because that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Some
Still seems
algae-filled
like...
water.
How do you turn the fountain back on once you're in the secret passage?
Yeah, I guess presumably there's a matching valve somewhere, and that you would...
I guess so.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask why even bother having a secret passage, but actually the answer to that's pretty obvious. You need somewhere to do your spooky shit.
Well, and I kind of wonder too, we have in the first room, there's a church, and judging by the cross, it's meant to be not like a Christian church.
No.
But yet that one is out in the open, and it's the spooky evil place here that is closed. So maybe to keep up appearances, the Barrows family portrayed themselves as belonging to Catholic religion, Christian religion.
Yeah. But in actuality, they had a demon door in their basement.
Yeah.
As one does.
Oh. Oh, so here,
It was me!
we don't overhear any conversation between, Kay and,
That voice.
I didn't think you'd get this far, Helen.
Edward? That is Edward's voice?
So the thing that kind of
You're
sucks
the murderer?
here is that there's if this was the first scenario you would have played, and you didn't play Jennifer's, you'd just be like, well, okay, he's the killer, I guess, and that would be it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there wouldn't be any feeling of, oh, it's Dan.
Hearing the... Oh, yeah, actually, he didn't explain who he was.
No.
Oh.
It's just like, oh, I'm a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how you have to use the statue, though. I always like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a nice little tie-in.
Kind of adds more significance to the statue
Show me the way.
from the first game, instead of just kind of forgetting about it.
Mm-hmm. Screw you, Scissor Man.
It does kind of strike me, I guess, as weird that,
Oh, gods, he came for us.
Just in time, I guess.
What is Scissor Man holding on to on Helen? It looks like he's holding on to her hip? Her sweater?
Is he being pushed away?
I guess. But see, what's he holding on to?
I don't know.
This scene
What
feels
are-
awkward and weird
This
now.
are we supposed to do something as Helen?
No, Gots is coming.
What? It's...
He's
Is
just having
he-
a little trouble, see?
He's just been walking in space for 5 minutes.
He's fine now. Now the door's been fed and it can close.
Okay. That was... I kind of wish they would have done that back and forth between Gots and Helen like 5 more times.
Right? Just really build up the tension. And somehow the house explode. They never show the house, like, breaking down.
Wait.
No reason to get upset, is there, teacher?
We were in the house,
I
and
don't
now
think
we're
we can
outside.
make it.
Yep.
And Gots has a head wound, I guess.
I am certain Jennifer is.
And-
So was Gots just like, oh, fuck her, it's okay.
No, wait. Okay, so this is kind of just...
Oh, look at her run.
Jennifer?
Helen?
Jennifer, you're alive.
So even though we went through the game as Helen, we see Jennifer... We basically see the ending to Jennifer's scenario, but through Helen's eyes.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
At least there's a touching moment.
Yeah. Ugh, well... It's kind of ruined by that flapping fish mouth, but...
Hey, lip syncs are hard. So, that was Helen's scenario.
Alright.
What do you think?
I did quite enjoy it a lot more than Jennifer's. And I do think it was just because the stupid, bits with Scissor Man. For
Coming
sure,
out of the
but
fireplace, hanging out in the
Yeah.
aquarium, yeah. It's
But
good times.
it was, just even, like, probably the library scenario, I think, was my favorite, just because we actually did show one of the characters performing research on Scissor Man. We did show some foreshadowing of Edward being Scissor Man, and even Barton being in on it as well.
Yeah.
So I think out of all the scenarios across the entire game, that one is probably the strongest, just by nature of it being kind of more just entwined with this story on hand, rather than just being a set piece that the character has to wander through on their way to the story.
Do you think it benefited from it being that only Helen could go through that scenario?
Possibly. Probably just in that you are just spending more time as the character, you know? Like as with Jennifer, we always have to spend that second scenario as someone else, so it doesn't really, just by nature of that, we have less time to get to know Jennifer as a character and just to kind of see how she goes through the game.
It's true, whereas Helen, because of your increased time with her, she comes across very logical and willing to take charge, so she gets a stronger... I wouldn't even say an arc, because nobody in this game really has an arc, but...
Well, I think, too, just Helen being a little more take charge is just a little more appealing as a character. And again, not to kind of diss Jennifer too much, because they are just they're just two different responses to the same very stressful situation. It's just that as someone kind of playing through the game and wanting to see more of a triumphant protagonist who's able to, better equipped even, just emotionally, to handle the spooky goings-on, that it was nicer to see Helen kind of, not be sort of unflappable throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, she just kind of takes it all on the chin,
And does that come as a result of her having to be the strong one for Jennifer? I would say yes.
Yeah, I think it's partly because her backstory that is not revealed in the game, her being the trying to protect Jennifer, and her just being a older, more mature character who has more life experience.
It makes
Yeah, but I mean overall, the game is fun. I would say. It does get, it's a little tedious in parts.
there are some really goofy moments for
yeah.
sure.
Well, I think that's, it's the goofy moments help you get through the tedious stuff. And it's one of those games where it's just, I enjoy it, but I do feel as though there's so much more they could have done. There's so much potential in this game that if I could, it would be such a fun game to try and remake.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of foundation laid, just a lot of interesting ideas that just aren't giving enough focus or giving enough care and not developed as far as they could have been.
It makes me wonder if a set of novels might have been, like, almost pulp novels.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be interesting to see this story told, where we could go into more details and backstory and character motivations.
Well, I do believe that there are novelizations of the game.
In Japan,
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of the backstory kind of comes from for Helen's relationship with Barton and
her childhood. And, yeah.
I do wish, kind of speaking of her relationship with Barton, that we did have this moment between the two of them together, and it would have been a more significant conversation. Barton trying to warn Helen about, don't give in to the dark side like I did. It would have kind of had more weight had it been more known in the
about
game
their history.
that,
if their history had been more tied into it. It's true. It's the difference between having a conversation with a colleague and a conversation with someone you shared.
Yeah,
you
some
shared
intimate
something with.
time with. Yeah.
Whether it was good or bad.
Yeah, it's still
you get to know someone.
Yeah, it's still time spent being so close to someone. And now they're dying, and they're warning you, please don't turn out like me.
Yeah.
It's
got a sort of poignance.
Yeah. But that will be it for the main part of Clock Tower for the PlayStation 1. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Yeah, that about sums it up for me too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right,
Not even gonna start an argument on that one.
Okay. Well, thank you guys very much. Toodles.
Doodles.